Hi everyone, my name is Professor Boris Tapia, and I'm really pleased to introduce you to Professor Marilena Sanchez, Professor Paulina Lechuga, and Professor Betsy Yuri. Today we have a special meeting. We're going to be sharing with you, or all of you, some insights about Pachuca de Soto and the particular place we'll be working on with this COIL project. So I want to ask to Maria Elena first to tell about what she can propose about Pachuca Soto. She knows a lot of this amazing town, and we're going to blow your minds for this presentation. I'm pretty sure Paulina is going to do also an amazing work, showing us where are we and what we will be doing for the next few weeks on this COIL project. So, Maria Elena, hi, how are you? Can you start, please?
Hi, everyone. In this case, I take the space for speak about Pachuca. I have the turn to speak about Pachuca. I think it's good the image. Yes. Okay. It's very important for me present my city in the space at the world. In this case, our city is of state of Hidalgo in the central Plateau region in the country of Mexico in North America. This is the world. This is my country, and this is my state. In this point is my city. Pachuca is the capital of the state of Hidalgo, currently made up of 7 municipalities. They are where land of our project is located in Pachuca, in this point. But, however, the buildings of the university where we teach the degree in architecture is in Mineral de la Reforma, in this point. There are many very near in this map. Can you see? There are records from the 17th century about activities related to mineral extraction in the region currently occupied by Pachuca. The painting that I show you in this image was painted in 1580 and describes the air with trees and river and another space. You can see the mountains and buildings and aqueducts in this time. This is a painting in the second in the century 16. These maps allow used to know the first urban layout of the city. In this map, you can see mountains and the first buildings in the 1750 given the great extraction of the silver and gold. The lithography was made in 1874, showing the meaning buildings. In this lithography, you can see the city in this year when the first activity in the city was the meaning. Today, Pachuca is a modern city. In this space, you can see the central of the city, the center of the city. This is the monumental clock. Is located in this place to commemorate the centenary of our independence, and the pictures around. In this picture, you can see the building about our university. This is the first building about our university in the city, and in these mountains you can see the beginning, the city, and the house and buildings more that more time in the city. This picture, you can see the sound of the city, and you can view the mountains and surround and the city that develops in them. This city is beautiful city, and this space is more. I have many experience in this place, and if you in another time stay in Mexico, I invite you to visit this city, and will be a pleasure to see you in this city. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have questions, you can write me at my email, and I answer your questions. Thanks.
Thank you, Marilena. We all know you really love Pachuca. So
I love Pachuca. I really love Pachuca. I was born in this city.
You were born, and also you are fifth generation here in the city.
Yes, 5 generations about my family born in this city. It's very special for our.
So you can walk us around with your eyes closed.
Yes.
Many histories about Pachuca. For our students, I'm pretty sure it's going to be amazing to listen to them. And when you first leave, when you go to school, it's also, this is the ancient part of Pachuca. There's another places around this ancient part where you can see a more modern and contemporary city here with another buildings. It's bigger than you can see, but it's going to be a next opportunity so we can see about it. So I want to ask Professor Paulina to keep on this session, and please tell us a little bit about the place we're going to be working on.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. So I'm going to share my screen right now. Please let me know if you can see. Yes, okay. So Maria Elena spoke us a little bit about Pachuca, so I will not be redundant about it. I will only like to mention that the city has a nickname, just as Chicago does. We are known as the Windy City. And seasons are not well established, I believe partly due to climate change, but we do reach a maximum temperature between March and June and the lowest between September and February. We do have a rainy season between the months of June and September. And I mention this because once we begin designing, well, once we begin the design process, this should be considered as an important factor for users to prevail a longer amount of time in public spaces, and we can propose some kind of shelter in the public space or in the park. I'm sorry. Yeah. The site that was chosen for this particular intervention is currently a public space. It's a park that is located in the northeast part of the city, approximately with no traffic, 20 minutes walking or 7 minutes by car from the center or the downtown of Pachuca, where Maria Elena showed us previously. We have the clock. That a fun fact is that it has the same machinery as the Big Ben in London. So our site is accessible in the sense that it is well connected, as it lays between 4 main streets of the city, that these streets as well connect to every quadrant of the city of Pachuca. The space that we will be working on is situated just beside an important street named Javier Rojo Gomez that has two ways. It is a two-way street, 4 lanes total. And in another side of the site, we have a less conquered street with only 2 lanes. And in the other side, we have a very narrow street. So as a result, we have like a triangle, a shape of a triangle. And it is divided almost in the middle by some houses and some commerces. In one side, in this side, is a narrow street, and we have houses, and in the other side, well, where we have the biggest or the larger street, there are some shops, some local shops. And this is important because once we begin to design, we will have to consider 2 almost isolated spaces. As it is situated in a very busy part of the city, we can find nearby many of what we consider landmarks, or at least very known spaces for us who live here, like schools, like parks, offices, hospitals, included our university. It is like 5 minutes away by car. So this translates in that we will have to consider also a variety of users. What else? In general terms, residential properties predominate in the vicinity of the site. The presence of commercial activities is evident, both regulated and non-regulated, because on weekends we have barbacoa, that it's a traditional barbecue. It's a traditional food from Pachuca. So it is concurred in Monday to Sunday. Speaking about public spaces, compared with other parts of the city, in average, we do have an important presence of parks in the surroundings. Of course, each one has its particularities, its own characteristics, but I believe it's important to mention that unlike some other parks nearby, people do not spend that much amount of time in this space because we don't have shelter, we don't have adequate public lighting, and in other parks, we have bike lanes, I don't know, urban furniture for dogs, for example. So they do have a specific use, which we don't have currently. The space does have basic infrastructure. It is connected to the city's water system. It has sewage, it has street lighting, some phone posts. However, according to the people that live nearby or the users, this could be very much improved. And there is a lack of well-established bus and public transport stops. We do not have bike lanes, and the pedestrian crossings are not maintained. As for the site, it has a total surface of 2,298 square meters, of which 981.25 square meters are green areas, and the rest are paved surface. It is not flat. We have an important slope that goes from this side of the street to the other side of the street, about 1 meter of slope. We have a couple of stairs over here that are the main access from this part of the site to the interior. However, this part has a grid, so it is not accessible. And in opposition, from the other side of the site, it is completely open, so it is easily reached. The site has here we can see some pictures that we took from the site, and as you can see, it is abandoned and it is not very accessible. It is not inviting to the users. There is almost no place to sit. We have no protection from climate. The vegetation palette, or the vegetable palette, I don't know how to say it, it's very reduced, it's very small. We have some species, for example, the canary palm, that it's not suitable for this climate that we have in the city. Also, as you could see, we have a lot of grass, and this translates in that a higher cost of maintenance. So that could improve in the design process for our students. Along with my students, we carried out 2 informal surveys in order to get to know from first source what the perspective was for this particular site. People in general were very reluctant to answer the surveys, and the first one was applied to 26 people total. Here we can see the survey area, where exactly were the surveys taken, and some of them were face-to-face, only 6, and the other one were done virtually with the cell phone. Almost 95%, well, 94.7% were interested in getting results, in seeing that this public space could be improved in some ways. So this, I believe, speaks us about that it is needed, no? The intervention is needed and is welcome somehow. The 5.3% was not interested, and 63.2% of the people interviewed consider that it is not a safe space, because it doesn't have a good lighting, and it is very dirty, in their words. And almost 60% only go there to walk their pets or go around the space. They don't stay there a large amount of time. And in the other hand, we carried out a survey of 15 people, which 9 were women and 6 were men, from ages starting 21 up to 60 people. And we asked them about what they thought in a scale of good, average, and bad about the streets, about the lighting, about the security, about a range of things. And we came to realize that the issues that mattered most for these users, or for the users of the public space, were the lack of adequate public lighting, the accumulation of waste, there are no visible trash cans, the scarce and unmaintained pedestrian crossings, informal bus or public transportation stops, abandoned dogs, the streets and the roads are in poor conditions, they are uneven, the search system is insufficient and it results in floods. The child games and the court are neglected. There is some disregard from local authorities. The neighbors, I found this very interesting. The neighbors that live just across the most narrow street are very territorial. So we have two main neighborhoods that are divided by Javier Rojo Gomez. On one side, we have Colonia Electricistas, and in there we can find houses that are a little bit larger, 2-floor or 2-level houses. The infrastructure is better, the cars look a little bit more expensive. And in the other side of the street, we have Cubitos, that is known for to be a popular colony, so the income seems to be lower, and this is very palpable. I don't know if it's right said, because on one side the neighbors from the largest income are afraid a little bit, I might say, of the others, and because they say that they often come to steal, and there is a very visible social rupture, and the ones that live in Cubitos are reluctant to use this public space because they say that often oftenly neighbors are rude to them. So I find this very interesting because I believe that once we begin designing, this could be, well, this could set the tone for the possible outcome of the project. Continuing, we have very little urban furniture. There's almost no place to sit. There's no shelter for climate, and we can find homeless people over there. And that will be all.
Amazing, Paulina and Maria Elena. Thank you so much, Professor Paulina and Professor Maria Elena. It's been a really complete explanation. I'm pretty sure all of our students from Mexico and from the United States know now a little bit better about what they're going to be doing and where, especially where. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of questions. I'm pretty sure Professor Betsy has a lot of questions. But I'm going to ask you to stay calm a little bit. So maybe our students here in Mexico can answer your questions based on the work that they've been doing for the last couple of months. As you know, they've been working so hard, trying to do the best to understand and communicate what they have found so far about this place, Pachuca, and also the small park will be working for the next few months on this amazing COIL experience. So if you don't want to add anything, Paulina and Maria Elena, and also I have to ask Betsy, you want to make some questions about some things, maybe? We can close this session. Or if you want to add something, please, Betsy.
I would just say, I think this is a really great overview. And if we think back to some of the gendered spaces conversations that we had last week, I know that my students can really draw upon what's there and have some really great questions to ask of the UAH students and also some suggestions that they may be able to provide. So this is just a really fantastic understanding of the local community and the specific park site. The mapping and the surveys are really amazing. So thank you so much for what's already been collected as really great data for this project.
Paulina, Marilena, do you want to add something?
No, I'm eager to start the design process. I'm excited because I believe my strong side is architecture. So let's hope we can solve everything of the strike soon enough so we can move on to the next stage of the project. Thank you all.
Okay, I expect that all the things go better, and I have the expectative about this work with all partners and students will be amazing and exciting work, and I expect the better time and if it's more más cerca, más pronto, poder vernos. I expect all the things will better, and I I think many things in this moment, but I think it's better to hope the better time, and this experience is very, very interesting, and I expect that all students can be pleasure about this work with others. Thanks.
Gracias, Marilena. Gracias. Gracias, Oscar. Thank you so much for working with us. Without you, this maybe could be not possible as far as we can know. Your help has been amazing, and we really appreciate your effort to be working with us. Como estudiante de nuestra universidad, su compromiso es total. He has full committed with this project. Y voy a terminar enviando un saludo cordial a todos nuestros estudiantes de México y Estados Unidos. Entendemos la situación, la valoramos y sabemos que lo hacen por su futuro. Cuenta con nosotros de forma total y absoluta. Estamos para apoyarlos a todos ustedes y esperamos muy pronto volvernos a ver. Mientras tanto, in the meantime, let's keep on what we've been doing. Hope is what we need, and better things are coming. We're pretty sure the best is about to come. The best is yet to come. So, see you soon. See you pretty soon. And thank you all of you, Marilena, Paulina, Betsy, and Oscar, for being with us today.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.